So I got a few random things to do this morning. Of course, always everything is related to gaming parts, selling parts, stuff like that. A couple of different things. I need to pull these. So this is SEGA Game Gear. I sell these boards. There's two different kinds of boards in this. I think I call this Type 2. So there's two different kinds of boards in these. These are the most common ones. So I gotta pull those. I sold a set. Often these are the issues, the power or the video or the audio, but I sell them for parts. First thing we're going to do is somebody asked me about Famicom. These are my last two I have left. I sold so many parts off of these, but motherboards, there's two different motherboards inside of these. So if you see two F's over here, FF, on this, then that's the original one with the long board. The one without the FF is the board with the attachment to it. Somebody asked me about that board with the attachment, about some button on it or something. So we're gonna look. We're gonna pull these boards is what I'm gonna do. So we'll do that first this morning. We'll pull some boards and then figure out what this guy's talking about. It's a message I got. I often get messages about a specific board, but then something specifically on the board. It could be a chip number, it could be, you never know. So if somebody asks me a question, I gotta figure out what he's talking about. This is something like that. We're gonna pull these anyway. I got two of them to do. Let's get them both out. I only have the two left. I think I had, at one time, I bought Famicom, maybe 40 of them, about 6 or 7 years ago. And it's one of those ones I've been picking at them ever since. Still picking at them. Some of these Famicoms have audio-video cable. I've got one left for me that has an audio-video cable running out of this. I have one or two that have some sort of a mod to one of the chips, but it doesn't work. He's asking about something on this, but I can't see it till I get in there. We'll pull both on it anyway. I think I sold one hole, but no more. These are parts boards. Some of them actually probably work, but I don't know. It only does channel 1 and 2, so with the RF, it's hard to find it on the channel 1 and 2 in the US. Channel 3 and 4 is US. Right, so two different boards. These are the other ones. They're separate. The other one, the one with the FF on the label, has a complete board. It's GPM something something something. I can't think of the name of it. So let's pull these little buggers and see what this guy's talking about. I got a message and a photo zoomed in on this section, that section, or something. We'll figure out what he's talking about. And I bet you more than, I bet you it has something to do with trying to turn it into audio video. I'll show you my audio video one I got right over here while we're playing around with these. I'll look at my audio video when I kept one. I have 2 others that didn't work. Normally these are just RF. I still have a sharp twin Famicom. It's in parts right now, but I have that also. Which plays the really cool discs that these have, the attachment. Alright, so let's see what these guys talking about. I don't know. Let's get these out first and then we'll figure out what he's talking about. I got a zoomed in photo on my messages. It's something to do with something. We'll figure it out. Just pull these now and get them out of my way. So once in a while I'll sell some controllers. See, it's all burnt here from the power supply. He's zooming in on it. Something in there. I have to look again what he's talking about. So I only have these 2, so I have to figure out what he's referring to. This button has to go all with it. So 2 boards. This is HVC CPU, and then there's a number at the end. This is 07. So if he could have told me the specific board that has this specific thing in here, I don't see it. There's some sort of an adjustable thing. I have to look again. This one looks pretty corroded. Oh, it's just a green, so I don't think it's in that one. Whatever he was talking about, I don't see it. But we'll look again in the other one. Double back to what he's talking about in a second. Yeah, once in a while I'll sell the controller. Sell them for parts. Try to get the clean one. You can see the back end here got burnt. A lot of heat. Famicom's fun. Let's do the other one. So let's play around with these for a little bit. Myself a little Ziploc bag here. It's always a must. I live by the Ziploc bag. I really don't sell any screw sets off of these, but never know. Controller. A few of those for that one. A lot of times this falls off. Get that out of there. This one down. Same deal. This last 2 I have. Again, I've been picking at these for at least 5 years. Between the motherboards, the FF motherboards, or these motherboards, controllers, outer shells, stuff like that, buttons, all that sort of good stuff. Most of the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with working is more important, more sought after than anything. And of course, broken boards too. These are always put as defective donor. I don't know anything about them. Probably don't work, and they may never work. Alright, so let's quite there yet, almost. Yeah, somewhere I have a listing of 2 modded. One's got a chip on it. It replaces the, looks like the CPU with something else. It doesn't work. Let's see what he's talking about. Some question I don't know anything about. This out, and then we can. Clean this up, and then we can look at this one too. So I'm assuming whatever he's talking about is on a specific board number. That's 07. We'll see what that one is in a minute. Let's get this. We can get busy here. See what he's talking about. I have to look at the listing in a minute, but I'll know in a second if I see it. No, it looks the same as the other one. This is also 07. Alright, so let's go back to what he's talking about. So both of these are 07 boards. Each VC-CPU-07. 1, 2. Now let's go to my eBay thing here. Hold on a second. Let's see what he's talking about. I could probably show you too. Most of my, pretty much everything, all my sales, messages, everything happens overnight while I sleep peacefully. Issues. I have an issue right now that I'm not happy about. So there are lots of things going on this morning. Alright, so the message is over here. I'll show you. I send you a cancel request. Okay, so the guy wants to cancel that. Okay, yes, okay. I will cancel the order and refund now. It's for something else. Guy didn't read the listing correctly. So I averted a problem there by, luckily the buyer contacted me first. One problem resolved. Alright, so now we're going to go to the message here, back to where we were. So that was refunded. Somebody's asking me about something else. Where's that picture? I will test. I'd rather pass. Okay, right here. Stanley was asking me about this. Right there. That's what he was asking me about. See, I'm not getting what people offer. Let's see if I can get you in there better. I can't get it to stay. But right here, he's asking about this. I don't have that. Oops, I just lost it. Where'd it go? He's asking, this is not this one. This one. An adjustment is what he's looking for. That's the question I got this morning when I woke up. I didn't realize those come off. So let's zoom back over here. Although here's the same color. Let's see, maybe. Alright, so now we're back here. It's looking for an adjuster, so it must be inside. Means I'd have to take off. I gotta look again. same color board though. But he's got something taken off of it. And I can't quite figure out what he's got going on. It's saying he's pointing to that spot. So I'm going to say no. Like, for some reason the photo keeps going off. Stop that. So no, this is not whatever he wants. So it's negative. There's an adjuster on his here. See it again there, what he's talking about? This one? That right there? That one doesn't have it, but the board's is the same color as this one, as mine, but it doesn't have that. I don't see any adjuster. It would be right in that spot. For some reason the photo won't stay on. He's showing it right over here. So negative. This does not have it. It's got to be a specific board model that has it. These are 07, so obviously they're going to be the same. So negative. So that answers that question. Oh, this unsolders. That's where it was. So negative. So I can put a note. We can send a... I wasn't going to even bother doing it, but I figured why not. So we'll use this phone here to send a photo. Negative. No. No, neither. Alright, so that's done. Two things done now. I just got another real major issue coming up. Never ends well for me, but we'll see what happens. Alright, cool. So those are those two. So I can send a message to that person. Choose photos. I'll try to get back to you if I can. Usually I do. Unless it's some really weird request. So now I just put the words no. I just put the words no. Those two photos. Okay, so that's done. Alright, let's keep moving on here. Oh, I need to retest this board for the ports. But before we do that, we need to take these off. My board model, I'll put more on this. My board model 07 is both. And neither has what you showed me. My board models 07 is both. I have the worst English. I know I do. So it's negative on that. Alright, so these are just going to be a pull. I gotta get these off to get those off. These gotta come on. I can use this. Yeah. I jump right from one thing right to the other instantly. Once I'm done with one thing, that's it. It's in the past. Bag. Got lots of little parts from lots of stuff that I haven't even listed yet. But little parts really don't sell anymore, so it's kind of a waste of time. But the postal services, they're still way in debt. Yeah, the prices keep going up and up. I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm almost at a point now where it's $20. I need to charge $20 if you want to screw out the door to make it even worth my while. I think I'm at 14 now. Of course, no more free shipping. Heck no. No free returns, none of that stuff anymore. It's really helped out, but lots of less sales. Because buyers want a part for $5 out the door, free shipping. Still. That just doesn't happen. So. Alright, so we need those, and then there's this piece. There's two. So two board sets here. Just go. Again, there's two different kinds depending on the cable. I'm not sure which board has the different one than the other. There's a few different board models in these. I know VA1 is one. But I just sell these as is because most of the time these are the problem. Not always. This one has that sticky thing on it. So this is actually for an order for this morning. Doesn't come up because of this. I think it is this thing. Let's throw that with it. Yeah. Pull both of them now. That's one set. I need a set for an order, so that's a set right there. That's my order. Alright, let's do the other one too. So I got my order ready to go. Things are already in the mailbox at 7:20 in the morning. Well, the mailman won't come till way later. A lot of times I go out too. But gas has been crazy, so I really haven't been going out. These are the last two I have. Got a lot of shells from these. That one looks worn. And these are usually the issue. And then we'll test something in a minute. Oh, I micro down to the screw, selling stuff and doing stuff, so kind of pain. This has got to come off. It's stuck on there. Just pulling them now while I'm doing one, and let's do the other. It's my last two. so that's done. I'm done with that for now. Alright, so we're going to go back to SEGA again. Let's go up here a little bit. Just maneuver. So this is the board in question. Somebody wants it working. First, he wanted one with no power. And his assumption was because it had no power that everything else would work. But that's not necessarily true. It's never true, actually. Right, because he says he has a problem somewhere else. So he said, well, give me one with no power and then I can use the other parts to fix it. But that could also be the same problem. Very tricky with this kind of stuff. Alright, let's get some power first here. Found an LED strip. LED light too, so we can see it have power too in a minute. This is the front cover. Now, the one that says high definition graphics in the front cover, this does not come off. The ones, all the other ones do. So in here, that's what I need. So the long leg is positive, correct? I was trying to do this, the one that was on the cover, it was too, I couldn't get it to work. Now I can do it. And the way they do it, they just stuff it right through the hole. That's how they are inside the case. They're just in the little hole. Someone just said, hey, let's just stuff them in there. But they're way through. But I don't want to go that far. Just enough like that. So now I can see it light up. Didn't have that option before. So this is a VA7 board. So let's go through the boards again real quick. The original 1601 high definition graphics has the EX port on it. And it has the dangling power port plug. The ones that do not have the EX and the dangling power plug are not high definition graphics and they're not VA7 motherboards. This being, I believe, the last motherboard, does not have EX and has the power plug attached to the motherboard. And it is exactly as I said, it's called VA7 right there, VA7. So let's think about what I'm doing here for a second. To get, a couple things. Power. Make sure we got power here. Check. We got power now. Oh, I like my light now. Yay. And then, because I have another one I'm going to retest for power in a minute. I need video. Power video. Put it more crooked here. Hold on. I tested this just a couple days ago. He wants to know if the ports work. Technically, originally, this more did. I didn't think this worked at all. So, but I'm still selling it for parts anyway. But port, I don't know. It has audio static, which normally it's the 1631s that have the audio static. Black screen. That's a good sign. I'll use Marco because it takes more motherboard to run Marco than it does some of the other games. So a lot of boards won't run Marco or it'll freeze. I think this froze once actually on Marco. Okay. It's my LED. This freezes, I think, though. See it? It's freezing. Marco's a hard game to run. If I put in like a SEGA, so that's why he wants it shipped fully working, and I'm trying to explain to him that it's not fully working. It's close, but it's not. So now it's working, but it's freezing. next question is, what's the fact that the controllers, I don't know if I even have a good controller or not. It's freezing again. So this, I gotta explain to this person that this board is not really working in any way possible. It's got power and video, but something's making it. Again, Marco's really hard to play the game. It won't run it unless the board fully works completely. If you take a Sonic, like original Sonic, that'll run on some boards that won't play other games. See, now it's working, but it's you know, it's got sound. Now we want to go to controller. And I believe this is an international sale, so it's just, see, I don't think a lot of my controllers work. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I can't even say the port works because I can't get it tested. Usually these controls, it's either the start button doesn't work anymore or the directionals. I don't know if I have one that completely works. I'm going to keep running Marco because show that it keeps freezing. It should keep scrolling. But I'll run this game, then you're alright. But if it's freezing every once in a while, it's not good. The last thing I want is someone to get this and say, well, it doesn't work like it's supposed to. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Just need one to start. There's start button. That should do it. And I see it froze on again. It's not the game because the game works. It's just it's the playable of the game. Trying to get to the start button. There it is. So start button on this one works. Directional works. Oh, cool. That's all I need. That works. See him. So this is no. This is not going to be. So it has some forward video. So if I run a different game, it'll probably run it, but not necessarily. These are remakes. Splatterhouse, Splatterhouse 2. I guess Splatterhouse 2, Splatterhouse 3. These ones don't seem to take as much. And, as much console, I guess you could say. I don't know. To play. The code is more in depth than something like this, so it's harder to run it as opposed to these. And these is also this one might fully play, but I use Marco because Marco is my I have a Sonic 2. Sonic 2 is also really hard to play. I use that one too as a tester. Because if it'll play these, then your board should be pretty good. If it freezes, see this game is not as hard to play. So it's playing it. Oh no, I made my button. No, the button's not working. Oh, there it is. Barely, but it works. Sidewinders, as I call them. Cowers in hiding, avoiding capture from the monster. So are you the monster? Okay. So some gameplay, controller port seems to work. Let's see if I can do the other. I don't know if I can use the second port. That'd be on player 2. Again, player 2's probably never been used. So yeah. It's weird. It's lots of weird things. I don't think I can use it. Have to be on player 2. So he's like in a freeze, another freeze. He's freezing here too, so need something. Let's get the other board. I want to check for power on the other board. But again, can't assume anything. Let me reset that again. Let's do the other one. We'll do Splatterhouse 2 instead of Splatterhouse 3. Watch the intro for a minute. Something's hot. I can feel something hot. This is hot. See this right here? That's definitely hot. Super hot, actually. Watch that for a minute. A little bit of audio static. Can you hear it? Spooky. Let me do start button now. You have to use port 1. We always assume the other port never uses. It's dried up. Splatterhouse 2. How's this different than the first one? There it is. Controls are just terrible. A button barely works. It's not the port, it's this controller. Oh, so some weird things there. So these are more like creatures. Oh, I died. Okay, good enough of that. I can feel the heat from that thing. Alright, so let's test power on the other one. So let's get my LED light out of there. So still, this is a parts board, but it works more than the other two of the VA7s I have. But that's really, really, really hot. This, I don't remember things being that hot. Although it is a heat sink, and boy, and I can touch it, but it's hot. Right there. Oh, that's good. All right, let's check this one for power. So the initial, when he ordered one, he said, "I need one that's in good condition, and one with no power." And then he just ordered it. And I'm like, when I saw the message after, usually the buyer will have a note on the purchase, I had to cancel and refund the guy because I'm like, A, I don't know if I have one that has no power, and B, I don't think I have a good looking one. So that's how we got here. So I still don't have a good working one. I think this one has no power, but it's not good looking, so that's why I canceled. And it's international shipping, so he's paying a lot of extra money for it. And we don't need any issues later. We get one shot at it. International shipping. Things usually go well, but once in a while something goes wrong. Right, so I'm just testing this one for power. See, it has, oh, you know what it might be? Oh, it does have power. It's the switch. See, that's why I put the LED light on there. It just made a whole difference. Now let's check something here. That switch is, if I get the light on, it should. Yeah. That just made a big difference. And this one was no power. That's all. I gave up on it. But that's not necessarily really true. So let's give this one a whirl. Now that I can see that the light works sometimes. Let's do marking. It's always my go-to. And I just need to get it to stay on. So this needs a switch, at least. So you might be better off with this one. However, let's see what happens. This one boots up pretty quickly. See how much quicker this was compared to trying to get this one to go on Mako? Huge difference. It's not as hot. Huh. Cool. I just learned something. Controller works. A sub-level. Suburbia. My controller's still like crap. Let's jump. It's the A button that doesn't work. I can jump. That's about it. But I know I can push. Oh, I can push too. See, this has got a lot more code thing going on, so there's a lot more things happening here. Oh, you can kick the can. That's what that can's for. Treasure, what's the can for? Maybe the 8 button. Oh, maybe I don't use 8 button in this one. Oh, it's a ball. Oh, you kick the ball. Ooh, I just kicked the ball. I like that. And now I see the ball. I get that part. Oh, I died. I can go up there. I want to get to the heart, but I died. Okay, so I'm going to see that this one, other than the switch, it still gets hot. Right there. This gets hot. This works. It needs to be cleaned up. It's still for parts, though. Oh, this is, I call this one, these 3 games, I said a bunch of times, these are all remakes. Try to go find them original, real expensive. Crusader of the Century is Zelda for SEGA. For the Switch. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for the fact that I got the LED and that made a huge difference. I hear any static in the back. Usually you hear the audio static when there's low sound. And 1631s really have the audio static, like the 1.8s and all those. I would know in a 1631. Throw a little FF action here. Yeah, throw a little FF action. Again, now it's like a little Zelda game. You're at a birthday party and something. That's as far as I think I've ever got. So the one with no power is actually a switch issue. And other than needing it to be cleaned, it seems to work. But still parts. Alright. That's what we do.